Hey, how's it going, guys? I'm Paradoxic, and welcome back yet again to Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. We are done and dusted with Slingshot, so I'd recommend the Slingshot reactions should all be up and posted on the channel now, so feel free to go check those out before you check out this reaction. Slingshot was amazing. I had a really great time with it. It was a really fun series, and really great time with Elena. But now we are moving forward in the main story with season 4, episode 9 this time. Last time we had the resolution. We had like a resolution with the whole Eli story and the kind of, messing with quantum energy and energy from multiple dimensions and all that kind of jazz. And we had, I think, what felt like somewhat of a resolution to the whole kind of Ghost Rider story too. Like really, like Robbie was finally able to settle his one and only score, being Eli, and putting an end to Eli and his kind of monstrous quest for power. To the point where he literally disappeared. He burned Eli, but then he literally disappeared with him as the box itself kind of disappeared in quantum style and stuff. So that, and then it kind of prompted the question of, is this the last time we see Ghost Rider? And I want to say no, because there is I feel like there's more we could see from him, but what that more is kind of up to the exploration and up to further kind of display of whenever we see him. But I feel like he's definitely not gone, because I think the Ghost Rider still needs a body to inhabit, and it's made the deal with Robbie that Robbie gets help settling his Eli score, and then Robbie helps the Ghost Rider settle whatever scores it has remaining in its own personal fashion. So I think for now we're not going to be seeing Robbie for a while, as he helps the Ghost Rider do its own thing wherever that is, whether it's in hell or whatever, like pretty much wherever it is. So that's the end to it's the end to Ghost. It's kind of like, I feel like, like we're I feel like we're kind of now on like a Ghost Rider hiatus, pretty much. So we've had some fun. We've had like 8 solid episodes with Ghost Rider. We've had some great fun with Ghost Rider so far. But now I feel like, we're jumping into some pretty obvious territory now. So now we are moving into Aida. Aida ended the episode off on quite the high note. Aida ended the episode off on quite that. Honestly, right? Sometimes I don't understand how any live viewers watching this show back in the day, back when the show was live and running, I don't know how you survived going a week, but like waiting weeks at a time. I mean, I kind of do, because of the Disney Plus shows, like waiting week for week as each episode of like WandaVision and the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. But then Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is where it's at, and it's where it was at back in the day, back before we had Disney Plus. Like, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and the Netflix shows too, but then Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was where it was at. So I don't know how you live viewers actually survive day by day, waiting week by week as well, just, like waiting for each episode, like each episode ending with a cliffhanger like that, and then you have to wait week after week to see what happens next. I don't know how you survive. You guys are warriors. You guys are warriors. But yeah, I mean, to be fair, I do put myself through like the week by week the wait too, as like between episodes, like some of it being like earlier than others, but some of it still being week by week. So I still put myself through that same pace for enjoyment's sake and for comfort's sake, but still, like having the option to binge through this like in its entirety within like the space of like a week or 2 weeks or a month or whatever, the amount of willpower it takes to wait that long is amazing. So live viewers, props to you. But yeah, so the episode literally ended with Aida killing Nathanson. Nathanson actually found like a mysteriously open door, and he opened it even further to find the real Agent Melinda May knocked out and naked in a secret bathroom. I think Aida has the real May. I think Ada has the real mate. Ada has the real mate locked up in Radcliffe's house, and then there's presumably like an LMD May in Shield, inside of Shield, showing no signs of differentiation or no signs of being undercover or no signs of even probably being aware that she. I mean, yeah, I mean that May has been passing herself off as the real May flawlessly. So how the hell we've come to this point so swiftly and so fluidly is beyond my comprehension. So I don't know what to think right now. I just want to get into this episode and see exactly what Ada's planning. Ada even said, like soon enough we'll get you all prepped and ready for whatever. So I have no idea how to go forward in this episode or in this show. But yeah, that's Ada. Ada has been showing some mysterious signs, and she literally in that same episode, she literally fulfilled her purpose. She literally served herself up as a shield and put herself up in the line of fire in front of Fitzsimmons before they expertly, took out the last remaining kind of Eli henchman. So that was cool. But yeah, that is going to offer up some very, very interesting stories. So that's that. And Daisy has been reintegrated into S.H.I.E.L.D. Daisy kind of, showed up again, in broad daylight in front of journalists and newspapers and all kinds of other kind of, social, public responses. And then Mace came out and he reintegrated her, and he actually revealed to the public, like, oh, Quake, Daisy was Quake, she was undercover, taking out watchdogs out, so like slightly outside of S.H.I.E.L.D. jurisdiction, basically covered for her, and then in the public eye even reintegrated her into S.H.I.E.L.D. as Agent Daisy Johnson, so that was super duper cool. So she's now got her own blue lanyard, and as we see in Slingshot, she actually did help to cover up her and Yo-Yo's more personal tracks, and helped her kind of delete some other info that would have actually gotten them both into a bit more trouble, but still managed to come through. And now she also has Peggy's S.H.I.E.L.D. pin. She also has Peggy's kind of, Legacy Edition kind of S.H.I.E.L.D. pin, so that's super cool. So there's that, so she's been reintegrated, and there was even like a nice little nod to her being the director of S.H.I.E.L.D. from the comics, so that was super cool. But she's been reintegrated as Agent Daisy Johnson with like a blue lanyard, a nice blue lanyard, and who even knows what that means? Who besides from Mace is gonna know what any of that means? Like no one in the inner circles know what any of the colors mean. So it's just like a nice blue lanyard, nice shiny and blue. So there's that. But yeah, Mace, speaking of Mace, he showed up in a nice new shiny Patriot suit. He has like an actual super suit of his with a S.H.I.E.L.D. logo in the middle and like straps and everything. So he's got his own Patriot suit and everything. So that was a cool kind of debut. And that's when he actually stepped into the field as Director Mace, as the Patriot, and he helped take down some of Eli's men too. So he actually helped with the S.H.I.E.L.D. team with tackling Eli and taking care of that issue. So that was fun. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have from the last episode. So fun stuff, great resolution to the kind of Ghost Rider story, and like, hinting at the hiatus of Ghost Rider for now, and then moving into some more sinister Ada territory that I am really, really intrigued to get into and stuff. So yeah, that is pretty much all I have from episode 8, so on to episode 9 of season 4 of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So this one, unlike the Slingshot stuff, this one will have, this reaction will just be edited down for fair use and stuff, so just like the highlights of the episode. But if you guys want to catch the full-length reaction, that one will be available over on Patreon, so you can happily go check that out over there. But yeah, on to episode 9 of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Let's go. Just popping on a new clothes, just like that. Grey is a great colour on her. Grey and white are great colours on her.
First of all, that thing is not a she. It's a damn robot. And second of all, what's the matter with you two chuckleheads? Have either one of you seen a movie in the last 30 years where robots always attack? Well, technically speaking, Ada's
Mac is self-aware as all hell.
They rise up against a human overlord and they kill crazy.
Mac's been watching a lot of Terminator. Oh, but May's not too happy, because she is like Ada. This May is like Ada. Oh, that is a sweet logo. That is a sweet title card. That is a sweet title card. That's not so sweet. That's not so sweet. Oh, it's him. Oh, it's Nadir's brother, I presume. Nadir's brother.
It was about Mom's birthday when the Chitauri attacked.
Oh, the Chitauri. Okay.
The director would like a word with Quick.
Her name is Daisy.
Not according to the press release.
Well, the press release can go fuck itself. Her name is Daisy Johnson, and you will address her as such.
Not as big a deal as they made it. They gave me too much credit.
You don't get to be modest and have a framed glamour shot.
Fair point.
Yeah, see, that's funny. That's funny.
I have this saying.
I read the motivational poster in the bathroom.
Oh god, in the bathroom? The bathroom?
Team trust has
really?
been eroded.
Oh boy.
Don't be silly, Fitz. Ada can't differentiate.
I know what you're doing, Doctor. You came here to end my life.
Oh.
That's not...
How did she wake up from the dormants? How did she wake up? This is what Mac... This is what Mac was talking about! Oh god. Oh god. Oh. This is exactly what Mac was afraid of.
Why would you want to hurt me, Leopold? I was your shield.
Oh! Oh, jeez, oh, Fitz. Oh boy, okay. Ada fights back. This is exactly what Max said would happen. This is exactly what Max said would happen.
Well, maybe that's not such a bad thing.
S.H.I.E.L.D. is one of the main reasons the world has the problems it does.
There you go. Painting with a broad brushing.
It's people like me who keep the world safe.
I'm not making a case for the whole organization.
No, just the one good S.H.I.E.L.D. agent. How about we go for a walk? Stretch our legs.
Oh, God.
Senator will be transporting the target. Shoot to kill on my command. Remember.
Oh, she's setting her own brother up for an execution?
Sorry for the wait.
Miss Meeks, what can I do for you?
Miss Meeks?
Crucial last week with Senator Nadir about Bill 2474.
The Armed Forces Bill? So you're Margaret's replacement.
As if anyone could replace Margaret.
Maybe we can schedule you in for a conference call later this week.
Or
Oh
maybe
God, I'm not good. Look at her. Look at her. Please, Marvel. Please, writers. Please, Elizabeth. Let me breathe. Let me live. Show me some mercy. Mercy is not Elizabeth Henstridge with glasses and a suit. It's not. That's not mercy. That's not mercy. Okay. Alright, okay, now I'm good. Now I'm good.
Or maybe I could just take the lobby's sizable campaign funds to a senator who's willing to speak right now.
The accent isn't half bad. The accent is not half bad. Yeah.
See what I can do.
I'm going to need your phone.
Come on, Gemma, you go. Oh, Jesus. Oh, come on, Gemma, just smash it. There we go. That's it.
A little bloody and bruised, but I'll survive. We may have a bit of a political situation on our hands.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Now we can trace that call.
Which is why we made each other a promise.
No, Ellen,
That if
no.
either of us was ever infected by the alien,
They made a
it was up
promise.
to the other to do the right thing.
So you let a group of psychopaths kill him?
This isn't what we
I said
discussed.
let him go.
Okay.
Shouldn't be too hard to find your beautiful, weird science sex bot.
That's unfair, Mac. I've never had sex with Ada. We're just good friends.
Good to know. So Ada's basically a walking smartphone, right? If a person uses their phone, they can track it. Why can't we do the same with her?
Yeah, we know we can. Only Ada somehow managed to take control of her.
I was hoping you'd pay me a visit.
Unfortunately, it's not that type of visit.
Why would he do that? Has he watched no American movies from the 80s? Robots always attack.
They were made for each other. They were made for each other.
All right.
You're not getting that book.
Oh, but this May's an LMD. She can just hack her. Yeah, she can just hack May. This one's an LMD.
Ada is still just an android.
Yeah, but is she? She has her own experiences, her own thoughts. Now she even has free will. How then is she not a living being?
It's a very intriguing concept.
I just got off the phone with the superior. He says eliminate the inhuman.
Who's the superior? Who the hell is the superior?
Someone needs to make Radcliffe watch all the Terminator movies.
Even Salvation?
He brought this on to himself.
Oh, even Salvation. Oh my god. You guys are dissing. It's a good thing Dark Fate was made after this. Yeah.
Won't be long till Fitz retakes control of the system.
Can he tell this May's an LMD? Can he tell she's fake?
Back to where we came from.
There's no safe in that room.
Which is why we cloaked the book.
No, she's watching everything through May's eyes. God damn. Ada, you are a sneaky one, and I won't lie, I kinda love it. I kind of ever so slightly love it. Yeah. She's creative. She's very creative. Boy, that is some cool cloaking. Oh, she's got it now. There we go. Yeah.
You got a special provision in my life insurance.
Power couple. Power couple. Oh, they're booting up the oldest computer. They still have these systems? Damn, they still have these systems. The old ass ones with the green pixels and everything. Oh. Oh, he has speed. Oh, he has super speed. He does have powers. Oh, 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 oh.
I only wanted to help you.
Roll credits.
Did this man just behead Ada? He just straight up beheaded Ada. Fuck me, I would not have seen that ending coming a mile away. Jesus.
Now trust me.
No, VJ, you can't. She got you into that situation in the first place. You can't trust her. Go with Gemma. Go with Gemma. She can help you.
He's not safe with her.
Gemma, BJ had a choice and he made it.
And what if that choice gets him killed, Mace? It's that same Watch Dogs dude.
I want you to know how sorry I am. But we made each other a promise.
Get rid of the body.
Okay, here's another one. Have you ever watched...
May is still trapped in that house. Radcliffe, you need to find her. Radcliffe, you need to find her. And find her now. What?
Is everything okay, Doctor?
I've only glimpsed it, but it opened my eyes to possibilities beyond my wildest.
Oh, Radcliffe, you crafty son of a bitch.
It's a bit more complicated,
Radcliffe,
yes.
god damn
Man
you.
could once and for all break the bonds of his mortal restraints.
No, he's a transhumanist, of course he would go for this, yeah.
I promise you, everyone at S.H.I.E.L.D. is doing just fine.
Screw you.
Must be patient.
Oh, and he's not the only. Are those other bodies? No, those are. Oh, no, I thought those other bodies were just coral. I thought it was just other arms sticking out the ground. No. Whoa! Another husk? Another husk? Is he gonna have another 7 months? Is he really gonna have another 7 months in this underwater husk too? Jesus. God. Damn it. Yes, I have quite a few feelings. I have quite a few emotions rocketing through my brain after that episode. Yeah, I don't know. This is, I'm gonna turn my fan off for a second. Had it on the entire time. No, let me move this. Hold on. Okay, so it's like less chilly now. Yeah, no, this episode was just a roller coaster ride from start to finish. Very rarely do we get roller coaster rides like this in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. But yeah, no, Sony, where do I start? So like, yeah, where do I even start? I'll start, I think, with the Ellen and VJ stuff. That stuff is just emotionally just exhausting to have to go through. Yeah, you know what? I want to go back and just, do like a, I don't know. I just want to go back and tell past Paradoxic, who had the optimism and hope to believe that they could actually do something good with VJ's character, and believe that they could actually use VJ to kind of inspire more goodness and good faith in Nadir, and just be like, you know what, don't bother, it doesn't even go down. I mean, it would be a spoiler for sure, but I'll be like, you know what, don't bother, it's literally just hope that turns into ash in the end anyway. It's not going to end anyone good, just don't get your hopes up, so... My god, I don't think I've ever been angrier at a character death in this show. I don't think I've ever honestly been, and it's like, I think it's not even bad writing, it's accurate writing. That's what pisses me off the most. It's not that, I think it's easy to see as bad writing, but it's also truly accurate, because again, it's like people like this, it's so incredibly hard to actually change their minds and to convince them not to do something bad, or not to do something like, harmful and stuff. And especially when she allies herself with the Watchdogs, she's surrounding herself with that kind of harmful rhetoric too. It's just unbelievable. And Yeah, I mean, I had my kind of reservations as soon as I found out that that their little kind of afternoon picnic thing was bugged and that the watchdogs were listening in. But because then I was like, oh wow, she's really leading him into a watchdog's execution just because he's inhuman, or just because he's been in the husk. Like she knows that Inhumans stay in that husk, and humans are known for being in that kind of a husk. So because of that, she thinks, oh, he's inhuman, and now that means he has to die. But not just that. It's not just like a, oh, you have to die thing. But it's like they made like a zombie deal. They made a zombie pact, like that kind of pact where if you're in like a zombie apocalypse and you're with people, or you're with like a friend or whoever, and you make that kind of deal, like, oh, if I get bitten, you kill me, you don't let me turn. But if you get bitten, I'll kill you. Like we don't let either of us get bitten. If either of us gets bitten, we promise to actually shoot each other in the head or just kill each other in some way. So they made that kind of a deal here. Like they made a deal that if either one of them ever changed, then they would kill the person that changed. Like they wouldn't let them become inhuman. And it's like, to me, it doesn't really seem like, I think we never really got, we haven't really seen much of VJ's life from before. Like the one flashback we got was the nightmare he had before he woke up, and his mother was killed on her birthday in the New York Chitauri attack. So they were living in New York at the time, and their apartment was blown to pieces by the Chitauri, and their mother was killed on her birthday. So I mean, obviously that's traumatizing. That is harrowing for any child, or for any child, any kind of relative to have to see. But then the paths it sent them. I mean, for Nadir, we've seen we've seen it send her down like a very, very dark path where she became kind of judgmental and prejudiced towards any kind of non-human or enhanced people. It just kind of it changed like her stance on it changed her stance like she blamed like everything that happened afterwards on the alien invasion. Like she said, oh, that alien attack and that alien invasion changed a lot, but it changed some people in more ways than one, and starts like other people like Inhumans started turning into aliens and started turning into those same forces of darkness or whatever. So she just became extremely bigoted towards Inhumans and enhanced people. So there was that whole deal, but with VJ, I think I get the feeling that with VJ, he would not have had that same mentality. He would not have had not just because he himself is inhuman, but I feel like for some reason, I mean, for confirmation's sake, I wish we could have actually seen more of their life leading up to the Inhuman stuff, like more flashbacks of them actually showing like how they like if and how they differed, even back then, even after that thing, like if she actually slowly got indoctrinated, or if she slowly started falling into letting her anger and her grief get the better of her and actually forming these negative opinions, or what happened, or if VJ himself actually tried to keep an open mind and be don't judge them, not all of them bad or whatever along those lines. But it's is that kind of ideal that the differences between them, it would have been better to actually. But I mean, because on the one hand, it's I feel like at least I feel for for VJ, because he the only power, he showed powers of super speed and super reflexes, and even actually hand to hand combat, some minimal hand to hand combat. But even then, that was in self defense. They literally walked into the office ready to kill him because they have a super. I mean, apparently the Watchdogs have a superior. I'm really curious to know who the superior is. If it's actually someone we know, or if it's actually someone. I think because they have ties within the U.S. government, so I'm curious as to if it's actually someone within the government who's also anti-inhuman, and they kind of said, yeah, just ignore Nadir. She doesn't know what she's talking about. Just go ahead and eliminate the Inhuman and any other Inhumans that might be there. So I don't know, but they have a superior, and like a watchdog superior too, so someone who's actually maybe connected or even within their ranks, who ordered them to go ahead of us. So I'm curious to see I'm curious to know who that is. So that will be interesting to see. But then he showed signs of self-defense. That was it. And then the one time he did pull a trigger, he aimed it up at the ceiling to fire off a warning shot, and then that was it. So VJ himself, even after finding out he's inhuman, he has not wanted to die. He has not shown any signs of wanting to harm anyone as an inhuman. Even breaking out of the husk for the first time, he even actually thanked Gemma for doing what she did and saving him. And stuff like that. So I mean, yeah, I mean, even without the flashbacks, like, I personally still feel for VJ, like him, like, like especially that ending. That ending just, it took me away. It took me away, and it just, again, it's like the accuracy behind that character as well. Like, like Nadir shows very little signs of actually progressing and actually becoming more accepting. So it's like, obviously she would, like she would still stick, and or like she would still stick to that whole mentality of like, oh, we made a deal, like we made a promise to each other, and I intend on keeping that promise. But it's also like, as we saw, like her final lines, like she's showing her own superiority towards the watchdogs and being like, don't ever doubt me again. If I need to kill, I will kill, and that's a promise. So yeah, and she's even willing to use her brother to trick him into trust, like even tricking him into trust, and then trying to paint Shield as the bad guys and saying that, oh, they're gonna make you their weapon, but come with me, and like you can trust me again, in the few seconds until I like put a bullet in you and everything. So just that kind of thing again, like the accuracy of that character, like her showing little signs and willing to change, and again, you'd think like having your family member be something like that would actually open your eyes up and be like, you again, like she's known her brother all of her life. She's even that speech he gave, like you've known me all your life, you trusted me, I'm still your brother. But like, and like even before the powers, it's like, like that kind of insistence that he's not inhuman, because I think I think he probably thought it might be a safer bet to say he's not inhuman, he's a brother, instead of saying, oh, I might be inhuman, but I'm still mostly your brother. So, because then if he did that, then that would have just like helped solidify the fact that, oh yeah, he is still inhuman though, and that's a no. Like, we can't be seen collaborating or interacting with inhumans, because then that messes with our image and everything else. So I don't know. That's just so tiring. It's just so tiring to fucking think about. So. R.I.P. to VJ. I mean, they dumped his body in the ocean, but then there was another husk. I mean, with the coral sticking out of the ground, I thought that I thought those were literally decayed human arms sticking out of the ground. Like I was thinking for a second, like, oh, maybe VJ's not the only Inhuman, because they've eliminated Inhumans before and even reported into Nadir about it. In the Black Eye episode, they actually said in the end, like, oh, we've actually managed to eliminate like 7 Inhumans worldwide, and then she said, oh, that's a great start, let's keep going. So I figured, oh, like, like the ocean might be filled with, or like one section of the ocean might be filled with those dead bodies decayed from days gone by. But no, he's the only Inhuman there. And then even as he fell to the ocean floor, he did like a husk, and it wasn't even like him turning to stone. Like he's an Inhuman, so he can't turn to stone. But it's like actually bigger, like a husk actually covering up over him and encasing him again. So I'm wondering if I mean, they essentially Captain America'd him. He, like just like Steve, he goes in the ice, and then what makes him powerful is once again like what saves his life. What makes him powerful is what preserves him. So I'm wondering if like the husk was like a self-defense mechanism for like the inhuman part of his body, and then that kind of enhancement actually just like being like, yep, quick, he's about to drown, and I mean he's been shot, but it's like, I mean, yeah, like being shot. I mean, shot in the stomach, I guess it's still fatal. It's still pretty fatal. It's still great chance of hitting major organs and all that kind of stuff. But even from a bullet shot like that, he would likely pass out, which is, at the very least, that's exactly what he did. But then whether or not he actually died, or if he was on like the brink of death, I feel like it might be another question. Because then, if his body is already dead, then there would be little to nothing left for the inhuman side of him to protect. So then maybe if he is even slightly still alive, then his body fights to maintain that kind of that level, that kind of small level of life. So then the husk actually comes up and tries to preserve him in the water and everything. So that happens, but I don't know. I mean, I don't even know if that's a sign we're gonna see VJ again in the future, or if that's just a sign that, oh, he's just gonna, like pull a full Captain America, pull a full Steve Rogers, just leave him in the water for like 70 years in a husk, and then maybe one day they'll actually find like a human husk, like a humanoid husk shaped thing in the ocean, if it hasn't already been fossilized over or something else. But either way, just leave him there for 70 years, and then he can wake up in the future with the new Avengers and everything. So I don't know, but either way, Nadir sucks. I want to watch the Watchdogs burn, and yeah, VJ maybe still alive, maybe still alive, just maybe. But yeah, yeah. So we had all of that good stuff, and then we had Well, actually, in somewhat relation, after how how much time of the reaction it took up, I don't think I can really gloss over this fact. But we got Elizabeth Henstridge in a suit and glasses, and a half decent American accent. I mean, yeah, the accent was a great touch and everything, but yeah, we got Elizabeth Henstridge in a suit. Yeah, no, it's if you're gonna watch my reactions, right, you should know going in. This is just like an in advance thing. I even had it last season with her wearing the yellow jacket. I just had to pause multiple times and breathe and consume and just actually take the time to process this. But if there are women with immaculate suits. I mean, women in suits in general, sure, but like women with immaculate suits, like as Gemma was wearing in that scene, things will happen. I will need time. I will not just be able to continue with the episode all willy nilly and just pretend like everything's fine, because it's not fine. And most importantly, I'm not fine. Okay, if this show is gonna give me Elizabeth with her hair tied back in a bun and some tip-top glasses and a nice suit with, I don't know what it was, like a jumper or something underneath, or like a cardigan or something, but like in a suit, I will need time to process such information. I will not be able to just go forth as if everything's fine and pretending I'm fine. I'm gonna need some time to actually pause the episode multiple times and, check different angles and just admire her in all of her glorious beauty and everything, so... yeah. I have a feeling, right? Because I think they've given us plenty of that before. They've given us Victoria Hand. Victoria Hand was the first one I kind of internalized. I was just, I didn't really. I tried hard not to let those feelings out. I just internalized that. Oh my god, gorgeous redhead in a suit. This show is gonna kill me. So Victoria Hand was the first one. Then I think down the line we've had it various times, like May in an actual suit jacket with Coulson as well. We've had that. We've had Bobby. We've had Bobby like Hunter wearing everyday casual clothes and a hoodie, and then Bobby in a suit. We had that. And now we've had Gemma. Now we've had Gemma Simmons in a suit. This show is giving me Gemma Simmons in a suit. I think we all know what else I kind of want from this show. If this show gives me Daisy, I don't know if she has a middle name, Johnson, in a suit, I will cease to exist. That will be my cause of death. Daisy Johnson, Elena in a suit too. Elena in a suit will be just marvelous. But if we get Daisy Johnson in a suit in this show, that will be my everlasting cause of death. That will be written on my tombstone. Saw Daisy Johnson in a suit in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Just pieced out into the Force. I'm just gonna die Force style. Just disappear into thin air. Just get Thanos dusted. Yeah, that's gonna be like Daisy walks on screen in a suit. Me, I'm just gonna blip away. I'm gonna blip away, be back in 5 years, and it's still not gonna be enough time for me to process what I've seen. But yeah, we got we got Gemma Simmons, and Elizabeth Henstridge playing Gemma Simmons in a suit. That was, again, it's a gift. It's a gift from the writers. It's a gift from Elizabeth herself. It's a gift from the costume department that just blessed us with that kind of imagery. And I will be eternally grateful. And I am eternally grateful for all the previous examples listed too. So. And not to mention, she actually held her hair, suit or no suit, she held her own in that fight. She actively fought back. She held her own. You threw a couple of punches, took some hits, and had a busted open lip, which was kind of badass, like a badass kind of a lip scar that you usually get in fist fights and other fights. So that was cool. But then she did get pushed and tugged around a little bit, but then she actually fought back with some punches and grabbed the glass jar and just smacked it across his head. So Gemma Simmons knows undercover work and working with S.H.I.E.L.D. has given her the backbone that this show needs, and she is glorious. She is almighty. She do not mess with Gemma Simmons. She doesn't even need Fitz jumping in to fight a battle. She will literally fucking toe punt you across the room. She will toe punt you across the room, and then May will be in the corner looking on with pride at her surrogate daughter. Just kicking ass and defending herself and everything. She'd be like, yeah, I taught you well. Technically she didn't. Technically she hasn't even been given, she hasn't been given extensive combat training, but she still, I trust that maybe she's picked up something minimal of her own, like some combat training of her own maybe, or just kind of seen how May fights and picked up something from that, and seen how Daisy fights and picked up something from that, and then she's like, great, go for weak spots like between the legs and the neck and the face is a very delicate place, just go for that, and then, oh yes, glass jar, very delicate, very, very painful when hit with, and just go and everything. So she handles herself, and she does it in a suit. Again, what more could you need from this show? What more could you need? But yes, if you didn't notice already, I am a thirsty biatch. And then we had the Ada stuff. God, the Ada stuff in this episode has blown my mind twice over. Both the beginning, the middle, and the ending. I'm gonna start from the top. I'm gonna start from the top. So Ada went full villain mode. And she is undeniably so much more interesting to watch than Ultron, right? Because she's an android. Ultron would Ultron count as an android, or would he? Because with an android, I think the androids, they can think for themselves, or I think what is the difference between an android and a robot? I don't know. Let me look that up. What is the difference between an android and a robot? What is the difference between an android and a smartphone? Not quite the answer. Not quite the question I'm interested in. And a robot. And authors have used the term android in more diverse ways than robot or cyborg. In some fictional works, the difference between a robot and an android is only superficial, with androids being made to look like humans on the outside, but with robot-like internal mechanics. Okay, so androids are meant to actually kind of to actually mimic the visual appearance of humans or people, whereas with robots it's we're not going to bother trying to convince you this thing is even remotely human. It's a robot, it's a machine, it's been programmed to do very specific things, and the chances of it doing anything other than that are very slim to none. But with androids it's they're given programming still, but it's at the same time they're still able to actually mimic what humans are able to do. So like with Ada and Ultron and Vision, I think Vision would definitely count as Android. I think with them, there's like they have that level of self-awareness, but with Vision, he's the only one who's never been sent villainous because of that, minus all the White Vision stuff in WandaVision. Vision has never really gone down a path of harm or danger or deadliness or even villainy with his self-awareness. But with Ultron, again, he used his self-awareness to try and fight back against all of humanity. And Ada has had the most, I think, Ada has a more complex journey in this episode, I feel more than Ultron has in the entirety of Age of Ultron. With Ultron, it's he has a bit of a personality here and there, but it's for the most part still, it's hard not to think of it as, he blames humanity for all of its own issues, and then he tries to destroy said thing. It's an interesting enough concept, but at the same time, it's with Ada, she has the complexity that Ultron just doesn't have. He sees, Ultron literally saw, with Ultron, he literally saw his non-humanity as the advantage, and he tried to evolve upon that by building Vision and stuff. But with Ada, it's with Ada, she's actively fighting to become more human. And the phrase that even Fitz used was that she thinks the Darkhold gave her a soul. So I think again, it's after watching that scene of her reading the Darkhold, you can't help but wonder, what more could she have seen? What more could she have seen, beyond just, what could she have asked the book, but also, what more could the book have shown her beyond just how to save Fitz and Coulson and Robbie from the other dimension? What more could it have actually shown them, or shown her, beyond just that? So it's that kind of stuff you can't help but wonder about, and then over time you start to actually figure it out. So then the pain Ada felt then was real. The pain Ada felt in the last episode was real, because then in this one she literally says I didn't like feeling pain, so I upgraded. I actually took the pain filter out. Now I feel no more pain. So she's she looks obviously just graciously annoyed, can you stop shooting me, please? These clothes are very difficult to wash and fix and get rid of, and I happen to look really good in grey clothes, so just stop shooting me and stuff like that. So You know, she like, and especially that opening scene too. It's like, especially like, I had a feeling because of like how she had upgraded herself. Like I had a feeling like, you know, oh, she might just like pretend to go dormant when he presses the button or something. But then in the middle of the sentence, she's gonna wake back up again without him pressing anything, and then she's gonna start talking like she's gonna have that level of like of self control that she like she can actually control like when she actually goes dormant and why she goes dormant, but like that kind of quick turn of the tables, like, you know, okay, the human is still in control, pressing the button, going dormant, and it's like, no, you know what, I'm not really up for this, I don't want to die, I'm not gonna let any of you kill me, so I'm just gonna showcase my evil robot villainy right now. Like that whole scene, just something straight out of a horror movie, something straight out of a horror movie. So that scene just works so well. It works so well. But yeah, Ada, so the book did actively give Ada the chance to actually fight to become human, and that's why she was building the brain too. She knew that, you know, brains were an essential piece of human kind of, you know, components and stuff, and it was actually one of the primary components of the human body, so she figured that much out. But yeah, I mean, I like that whole concept too, like her kind of reading the Darkhold, giving her more knowledge on how to become human and how to actually try and be human. I mean, part of me feels like it's like, because again, Radcliffe is the ultimate perpetrator in all of this. Radcliffe is the ultimate kind of, like, the even bigger perpetrator, because I mean, not to downplay Ada's performance in this episode, like Mallory Jansen is, oh, fuck me, the women in this show just... they are amazing. Even the evil ones, especially the evil ones, is like, you know, oh, you're not meant to root for the evil ones. Well, then don't make them so good. Don't make them so easy to root for. God damn it! Don't make the evil villain. I mean, well, yeah, the evil. I mean, select evil villains. Okay, let's not get our feet twisted here. Select evil villains. You know, Ada is the first evil villain. I feel like Ada is the first female villain. Like the first female villain. I mean, yeah, I think she is, right? Would she not be the first female villain? I think so. We haven't had any female villains before. I think Jia Ying was one. Jia Ying was one. Yep. Deacon Lackman, Jia Ying was... yeah, all that stuff. But yeah, Ada, I think more female villains. I will happily accept more female villains. Like Mallory Jansen has played even the fake Ada's part to, or at least like the first Ada's part to perfection. She really played off of that whole kind of I want to live and I want to feel alive and stuff like that, like that whole part to perfection. And like her, like just waltzing into the shield base and hunting down the Darkhold and taking anyone in her way, and even like hacking her way into the system, like her using her technology to her advantage whilst also striving to be human is such an interesting kind of dynamic to play off of. Like, you know, yeah, like she admits that she's powerful and that she has all these capabilities, but she wants to be so much more than that, and she's using that to get from point A to point B. It's just so amazing to watch. And yeah, Mallory Jansen just nails it like someone to a cross. Not gonna mention any names, just she nails it. She just nails it. So yeah, but then Radcliffe, in the end, Radcliffe is the ultimate perpetrator. He wants the Darkhold for himself. He wants the Darkhold, and he's willing to use his LMDs to get it. So yeah, I mean, and again, I was right to think so. I was right to wonder what he would see and what he would want from the Darkhold as a transhumanist. He believes that, you know, the Darkhold is the key to elevating humanity's ultimate kind of final form and stuff. So he wants the Darkhold all for himself to do whatever the hell he wants with it. So it's a journey and a half from there. So that's that, and he also knows about May. So I think that makes me wonder, right? He could have. I think. I don't know if the timelines would work in that sense, though. I don't know if the timelines would work in that way. If it would still be possible for him to because like he didn't know about the Darkhold until Fitz and Coulson and Robbie were gone. He didn't know about it until then. So it's like, why would he then? Because then, assuming he knows about May being locked up and May's LMD being inside S.H.I.E.L.D., that would mean that because then, you know, Fitz came into his house as May was recovering, so he had plenty of time before then to knock out the real May, and then Gemma left after that too, so he had plenty of time to actually knock out the real May, lock her up, and then build like another LMD. So he had plenty of time to do that kind of stuff. So then why build the LMD then? Because now the LMD, like now the May LMD's purpose is to actually, you know, get out of S.H.I.E.L.D. with the Darkhold. You know, reminds me of Hive swaying Daisy into leaving Shield all over again. Just like not even using the real May, but actually using like a pretend May to actually sneak the Darkhold out of Shield and betray Shield and stuff like that. So I do wonder if that's going to come with some conflict. Like maybe if he's actually going to try and have the LMD May pass for like a real May so much that that it just seems like May's just betraying Shield and she's betraying Coulson, like if they're gonna go down that dramatic of a route, but I don't know. But either way, so I think that it still makes me wonder, like, you know, why would he bother actually building like a fake LMD of May and actually sending her into Shield? Like what would he accomplish with that? Because then assuming that would happen then, because then I mean. Makes you wonder, like, well, it is. Oh my god, my brain is just just fried with all this information. Actually, contemplating what the fuck all this means. But yeah, no. So then, assuming he builds the fake May and then poses her off as the real May recovering from having been brought back to life, then he has plenty of time to actually kind of react, like to actually kind of familiarize her with how she's meant to be and who she's meant to be and how she's meant to act towards Ada and Fitz and Radcliffe and everyone else, and actually getting that personality right. So then that means he's evolved beyond just doing it. Like with Ada, she's just meant to be like a shield, like a shield for shield agents. But then with May, he has to actively make her pass for the real May, which is a hell of a lot of work. So then it means, like, even in terms of programming, he's advanced beyond like actually crafting personalities. He's, you know, like, those LMDs are perfectly able to mimic personalities and could be like Invasion of the Technological Body Snatchers or something like that. But I don't know. It's just oh god, it fries my head just to think about it. So yeah, I mean, it does mean I can't help but wonder if Radcliffe might try and create more LMDs and try and take over Shield or something, or like if he for some reason figures out that May alone can't get out of Shield for whatever reason, for clearance reasons or something else, then he might try and build more LMDs and get them in. Maybe even build like an LMD of Director Mace and have him sneak the thing in and out. But then with Mace's busy schedule, there's no telling if that would even be possible. So I don't know, but Radcliffe definitely wants the Darkhold for himself, and he wants that power for himself, as well as to actually help maybe even advance it. And he built a new Ada too. That just, oh god, I think I was so happy. I mean, not so happy. I was just like so shocked when Matt came in. As soon as the door opened, Matt came in swinging the axe, and he just straight up beheaded Ada. That scene, I was ready to cement that scene as one of the most badass Alfonso Mackenzie scenes in the history of the show. And it's like, it still could be, but then it's like, you know, oh, never mind, there's another Ada out there, and she's probably, and Radcliffe's probably able to prep her with even better defenses or reflexes or something, so next time he goes for the swing, she might just duck and just push him against the wall or something. So yeah, but either way, that scene was just just poetic cinema, or I don't even know if it was poetic cinema. It was cinema. It was televisual cinema. Let's put it that way. But yeah, no, god, that scene was amazing. Like, I didn't even know whether time to say something. Like, I didn't even know if she would be allowed to walk out the shield base, or if she would actually be able to actually get away with it. But then, as soon as she turns around, Mac is there swinging the axe, and then just a clean slice through prosthetic skin and wires and all that kind of stuff. So just like a clean slice, and then that one line would be like roll credits, just like that McKin, like that kind of Mac style kind of one line, and especially, and it fits in even better knowing that him and Elena spent pretty much the entire episode bonding over smart people's stupidity, and the fact that no one has ever concentrated and learned anything from watching an actual robot movie either. Like him, like as soon as that was his opening argument, like, have neither of you chuckleheads ever seen a robot movie? They always rise up and they always fight back against their human creators. That is exactly how each and every one of these movies go, and that's why you need to shut this thing down and get rid of it ASAP if you don't want to have to fight against the robot uprising. And even Elena kind of agrees with that too. So Mac and Elena were made for each other. They were made for each other. And I especially enjoyed that little dig at Terminator, being like, you know, oh, once this is over, we need to make Radcliffe watch all the Terminator movies. And then Mac's just like, even Salvation? Really? Even Salvation? I was like, imagine if, like, Dark, because I actually recently read the reviews for Dark Fate, and it's like, wow, people really do not like this movie. They really do not accept this as canon in the Terminator kind of, you know, timeline. So you know, like if Dark Fate was out by this time, you know, he'd probably be like, you know, looking at Robbie, being like, I recognize you from somewhere. You like from Hollywood or something. Like, I mean, probably not as cheesy as that, but still, like if Dark Fate came out before this, then you know, it'd be a whole different story. But I mean, Salvation. I've seen Salvation, and it wasn't the best, admittedly, but it wasn't terribly. I think. Salvation is probably the only one I've actually watched the entire way through. Like, the other ones I've only seen bits and pieces. I've literally only seen clips. But Salvation is the only one, because it's newer, and it was more accessible to me once it actually came out. It's the only one I've actually seen. So, I haven't seen Dark Fate, only clips of Dark Fate. The only Terminator movie I've watched from start to finish is Salvation. The first one, the second one, I don't know if Salvation is the third one, but if there is, then I haven't watched it. Genesis and Dark Fate, only bits and pieces, only little clips here and there, nothing conclusive or anything like that. So yeah, so his little dig at Salvation was pretty funny too. But yeah, but just further proof that Mac and Lena just they get it. They get the importance of actually making sure that, you know, the robots and the machines you create do not one day rise up against you and decide that the world is better off without you in it. So they get it. And they are a power couple. It's them. They're like just them. No shieldiness around them either. Just them cowered underneath that kind of metal kind of container thingamabob, just to taking cover behind the thing, and then eventually jumping back up and firing off rounds and everything, and like them understanding the gravity of the situation, like being like, you know, damn, like, you know, this is all because Radcliffe had to go and create a super intelligent advanced robot thing, and then it had to try and fight back against us and try and gain a consciousness of its own. So yeah, that was amazing. That was amazing. So yeah, now we know going forward that Radcliffe's whole plan is to have Thingy May steal the Darkhold and bring it back to S.H.I.E.L.D. So I can only imagine how that plan's going to go forward and exactly what he's going to do to try and get it. He might actually, because May, I feel like May could still be fairly high, but again, like the Darkhold is still, I feel like until its destruction, the Darkhold is still going to be kept in the director's custody, and it's not going to, and like he's definitely not going to like let her. Unless. So far this May hasn't. There were moments where I thought she looked a bit angry, especially at the beginning when they talked about deactivating and destroying Ada. There were different I don't know if it was just like her Ming-Na's acting or like the shot framing or something, but it's like at some points it looked like the LMD May was actually shocked or like angry or like concerned at hearing such kind of remarks, like, oh, Ada needs to be destroyed, she's not safe, like we're not safe around her, we have no idea what kind of information she took in through the Darkhold or how it affected her. So then it seemed like the LMD May was actually kind of shocked and concerned to hear about that. So it's like, oh, if they're talking about her like that, then imagine what they might do once. Because I don't know if the LMD May even has any self-awareness, like if she actually knows that because like I feel like if that were the case, then there might be some sense of, because she actively went to fight Ada. She actively went to fight Ada, and then Ada, knowing that this May wasn't LMD, she just knew that she didn't have to throw any punches or kicks or anything. She just had to tap a few buttons on the tablet, and then she could actually make May dormant too, and then stuff like that. So I don't know if she's actually. And she definitely didn't even actually know what happened afterwards. Like she just kind of assumed that she got knocked out and then locked in the room with Coulson. So I don't think she knows that she's actually fake and not the real May. So there's that issue. So because of that, I feel like, you know, like the LMD May will have an even greater chance at actually continuing to pass for the fake May, and actually then earning the director's deeper trust, and then him maybe giving her the mission to get rid of it. But then instead of getting rid of it, she just takes it back to Radcliffe, and then him and Ada do God knows what with it. So yeah. So then I also wonder what the difference is with this new Ada. Like if he's actually given her the same upgrades that the previous Ada gave herself, or because this one seems to have like some level of like obedience and everything, but you know, the entire time the plan was to just have Ada being in the base to steal the Darkhold and then bringing that back to Radcliffe. But then that plan went kaput, and now they have to rely on the LMD May. So I'm wondering if this Ada, if this new Ada is still going to have like a part to play in the coming episodes in actually retrieving the Darkhold and doing something with it, or if she's actually just going to if she's just like a new Ada for him to keep, like for him to properly keep under wraps this time, because now the entire team witnessed Mac like cleanly beheading the previous Ada, and even Fitz being, like, in some sense of the word, just mourning and grieving over the fallen Ada. So now, like, he literally cannot let Shield discover his plans or even about the existence of this new Ada, because then it's going to be like, wow, you, like, even after everything that happened, you still went and built a second Ada, so now we know you can't be trusted for a fact. So it's going to be even harder for them to actually come to terms with, so that's going to be tough. But yeah, I guess I can't wait to see. My brain is just fried. My brain is fried, and it's probably also because I've spent almost like the past hour and a half actually watching the Slingshot stuff too, so it's a lot to consume. It's a lot to consume and, process, so yeah. And we had a fun little mission with Mace being with BioQuake. I'm very happy calling them that now. And now that I know that ship name, I'm very happy with calling them BioQuake. Daisy and Simmons, or Daisy Simmons. I get Day Simmons. That also kind of works, but BioQuake is, catchier. Or whatever floats your boat. Either way, Mace with Daisy and Simmons was really cool to see. Him actively kind of actually giving them his trust in, but I mean, him kind of trying to kind of forge a kind of working kind of colleagueship, like a working friendship with Daisy, was just tough to see. Like, him trying and failing to use comedy and icebreakers to kind of break the tension and trying to gain her trust and everything. It's like, no, it's not really working, let's just actually focus on the work and everything. And then eventually he did track onto that kind of theory that the reports that Nadir was keeping an Inhuman in her house and everything. So him and Daisy and Simmons did go to investigate that, and then, under the belief that it was her brother too. So seeing them working on a mission, however brief it was cool. They did not suit up, which I think was worked in their benefit too, because again, like, the last thing they wanted, regardless of how much she, accused them of it in the end anyway, like the last thing they wanted was to give off that kind of aggressive and threatening and, combative kind of stance and vibe and everything. So it was cool to see them actually trying to take a civil approach in front of completely non-civil people. So that kind of stuff was cool. But in the end, I really wish that they could have actually made a harder case to fight for VJ to come to their side. I really wish that that they could have actually been able to save VJ in the end, and to see his story expand, and to see him actually. I mean, there's no chance. I mean, there's no guarantee that. I think the way that this that scene goes, like, there's no guarantee or denial that he will or won't come back. Like, it's all kind of, for me anyway, it's all based on time. I can't wait to see if they do anything with that. If they do go forward with that kind of a cliffhanger, like of him being in like a husk again underwater. And stuff, and I think that's also something that really hasn't been explored in the past either. Like an Inhuman in imminent danger of like immediate death is then immediately forced back into their husk, and like in VJ's case again, it's like the Inhuman side of his body kind of forcing in like a defense mechanism, like, oh, he's deep underwater, he's at immediate risk of like drowning and dying, so we need to actually protect his body maybe. So but I mean, to be fair, we haven't really seen any other Inhumans being put into that level of danger, so there's been no reason for them to immediately husk themselves up again, so this would be like a first. So I do hope that, unlike with Steve, maybe Shield actually finds VJ in time this time, because last time he spent 7 months in a husk, and that was enough to convince Nadir that he really was going to be an even stronger Inhuman in need of putting down and stuff. But I'm hoping that, because there's been no sign. I mean, knowing this all, like Nadir will very easily be able to either pass this off as like, oh, he's now gone on holiday or on some kind of vacation to discover himself, or maybe like her passing it off as like, oh, he died in a terrible accident and we're all very sad and he'll be sorely missed, or something like. Either she will forge documents, and because she was already forging fake Facebook posts and fake status updates to try and pass off him still living like a normal life as like a student director or something. So I have no doubt that she will either try and cover this up as an accident, or cover this up completely and pretend that he's still alive somewhere and still spending his credit card money and still updating his Facebook page and everything like that. So I don't know, but either way, she's really not gonna let this actually affect her badly in any way, and she's still gonna be using the Watchdog's employee to pass her own bidding. So I don't know. I really do not know. I just don't have any good feelings, though. I know that much. I think seeing Fitz so kind of disheartened by the loss of Ada was also something really kind of disheartening for myself as well. Because like with him, initially he was very, very concerned with the whole kind of shield regulations and how that would affect the existence of Ada. But then after Radcliffe kind of explained it to him and actually told him what Ada was for, he actually fell into that idea. Because again, like Lincoln was a friend to him and a fellow agent. So, and even before Lincoln, like they've lost other agents in the line of fire and in the heat of battle. So he desperately wanted to reinforce and to actually kind of solidify that kind of ideal that Ada was literally going to be a shield, the shield agent. So then I think kind of for him, knowing that Ada was then then ended up going down this path too, only to then be killed as well. For him, and I think it definitely, it definitely kind of links back to Radcliffe's earlier argument of being she's now becoming not only is she now becoming more and more human, or at least fighting to become more and more human, but it's we're veering dangerously more close to the kind of to the kind of line of becoming murderers. If they kill her, then they will become murderers, because then they're killing someone who definitely kind of feels human and definitely kind of feels all the necessary emotions and all the necessary kinds of, and then feels all the necessary kind of aspirations and dreams to become human. So then, if they kill someone like that, they're actively preventing something from becoming human, from actually someone who already feels like she's living and wants to actually live her life and everything. Again, it's hard to talk about it now, knowing that it was all a ploy that Radcliffe put into her to try and get the Darkhold out there. But at the same time, it's it wouldn't. At the same time, it doesn't sound completely implausible, because again, she did read the Darkhold. So it's what she said, Radcliffe actually programmed her to say an actual script. But then what she actually felt, there's no denying that. There's no denying any truth to the fact that she may have really felt that, because she did still read the Darkhold. So then everything she was still doing, even behind his back, was still all her. But then it was just the added mixture of Radcliffe's planning to try and get the Darkhold out of Shield and everything. So I'm gonna turn the fan on again, because I am now boiling hot. So that is a. So it's I think it's got to be a mixture of both, maybe a mixture of both, but then for the most part, it's still kind of Radcliffe and his kind of ever so slightly last minute planning. But then still with Ada, she still kind of feels that, but then she just with Radcliffe being her overall kind of superior, she's still able to be programmed by him and to be controlled by him and stuff. So his plan is ultimately the plan that gets carried out, and then he can always build another Ada. He can always build another Ada that's still as obedient as ever. So yeah, I don't know what to think. My brain is fried. My brain is absolutely fried from watching this and Slingshot all in one day and having to consume all of it. So yeah, I do not know, but I think that concept, that line and that concept of murdering something that feels human and is actively fighting to become more human is an interesting kind of idea to kind of play with, and definitely makes me want to see more of that. It definitely makes me want to see more of this version of Ada. It definitely makes me want to see more of this version of Ada. How far is she willing to go, or how far can she get before she actually becomes an actual adversary, or an enemy or something like that. How far can she get? But until she feels adequately human and stuff like that. So I'm curious. But yeah, that is pretty much it. That is pretty much all the theories my brain can come up with right now, and all everything I can think of. Maybe just watching this once over and editing and actually taking the time to think about it again, we'll come up with more things. But it was a great episode, such a good episode, such a good episode. So just emotionally racking and mind-boggling at the same time. So another top quality story from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. once again. But yeah, let me know what you guys thought, what your thoughts are, and what your theories are for the next one, and how this one made you feel, and what you felt about Ada's story and VJ's story too. So yeah, that was Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 4, Episode 9. So as always, thank you guys so much for being here and for watching this video. If you guys enjoyed it, then salt and burn that like button. Comment on what you thought of the episode and what you think is coming up next time on Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Once again, the full-length reaction for this episode will be available on Patreon, so you can go check that out over there. And yeah, that is it. So, I will see you guys next time.